Deepa ji, welcome to the Nupur Tewari show.
Thank you. Thank you. An honor meeting you here.
Honor, pleasure is mine. And just tell me that how do you feel after this victory? Wonderful Paralympic like India had ever done before. So how do you feel?
I feel the responsibilities increased. I feel that a benchmark has been set which needs to be maintained. And to maintain a benchmark like this, a lot of work needs to be done. A lot of work at the grassroots level, a lot of work in the infrastructure around disability sports, a lot of work around funding and creating funds to ensure that grassroots level talent identification can be done, prosthetics, wheelchairs of the right kind can be provided, correct equipment to be provided to the upcoming athletes. The elite athletes get into a funding program from the government. They get enough recognition because they have already been national heroes and they are moving on to international events. But my worry is the new pipeline, the new talent. They
Yeah.
catch them young and to really um, take this baton forward.
So India, 5 gold, 8 silver, and 6 bronze. Have you
Yes.
expected this?
And you have forgotten six fourth positions.
Yes.
In,
Thank you for reminding me.
in my calculation, they were also part of the medal. We
Exactly.
won to a medical category. After winning it, Vinod Kumar lost it because a change in the medical category was made due to his improvement in the body movement, and that happens due to training and exercise. So overall, it could have been 25. But yes, I'm very proud of the 19 and very, very amazing feats one has achieved. There are so many firsts. First woman to win a gold, first woman to win two medals in the same games, first woman to hold the flag and do the closing ceremony flag march. So much of glass ceiling has been broken here. Then we talk about table tennis. Table tennis, India going head on with Chinese players who have been ruling the world of table tennis. A boy comes and throws a javelin and makes three world records in one go. And there we have another javelin thrower who takes his third consecutive Paralympic medal. So much history and so much new talent. I mean, you have young people coming in all sports. Very young Praveen Kumar takes the high jump. We have Mariappan and veterans in high jump like Varun coming back and playing the second time. So it's been such an amazing mix of women participation increasing from just three in 2000. In 2012 we had zero women participating. In 2016 we just had three participating. In this we had 14 participating, and across the sport there was a girl who plays in hijab and she came fifth despite her category being changed. She was supposed to come and play in a certain weight category, but due to bipartite allocation of quota, in absence of being able to attend international competitions, Sakina Khatun came and but she still made it to fifth ranking, which is tremendous. You talk about a girl coming for the first time canoeing. Canoeing, maybe the spelling also athletes don't know in India yet.
True.
And this girl transits from swimming to canoeing, and then coming to a country, hiring a boat, and getting to do the canoeing and making it to the finals. I mean, it's tremendous. So it's not just about the medals, Nupurji. It is also about the overall performance of the athletes. So there has been such an huge impact out here that everybody is saying, okay, India is the next big thing in para sports.
So India is next big thing in everything, I guess. So that's why. Yeah. So like when you were coming here, have you expected these many medals, or have you expected that our Olympians, Paralympians will do these great?
Definitely, definitely, we had expected. Like I said, we had our very, very clear system of selection. The selection was done very fairly this time, and totally athlete centric. The focus was on the performance. The selection trials were done as per international standards, so that there is no shock element that comes to the athletes when they come to Tokyo and find that, oh, the competitions are being happened. So we had applied all the strict rules, and under that rules we had made the selections. In selection itself, out of the 54, 24 were in top 3 rankings. So when I say that we had done a certain calculation in our minds, so it is evident we have 20 medals, one lost due to category change, and 6 people in fourth position. That itself speaks that we had expected this kind of a performance, because we had prepared for this kind of a performance.
So I just saw that I think our honorable Prime Minister also spoke to many of you, many of the athletes also.
In fact, he spoke to each and every athlete before we left. He wished and sent his blessings, and he not just sent, he even spoke to them online. And with every medal won, within 5 seconds of winning the medal, Honorable Prime Minister was calling and congratulating every athlete. This kind of a direct intervention, and if I say connection, intervention, and accountability taken directly first hand by the Prime Minister. So why will not there be an improvement in the field of sports?
So do you think that our Prime Minister also supporting emotionally, that is also one of the reason that we did really great, because our Olympic, the main Olympic also, we did really well.
Yes, see, when Honorable Prime Minister took over the reins of the government, the first thing he launched was Accessible India campaign. He launched Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, Beti Khilao. He launched Clean India campaign. So these are the things which puts you on global map. You know, any country's health and country's advancement and progress is calculated how differently abled and elders are treated in that country, how women are treated in that country, how clean and pollution free and eco friendly is the country. And these are the 3 major things when Prime Minister Modi started his government, and he stressed on these points, and everybody said, oh my god, I mean, all he does is he talks about, ramps, and he talks about taking a broom and cleaning his. But these are such important aspects. And I haven't seen, I mean, I am 51 years old, and from whatever age I can understand, I have not seen a prime minister be so involved in person if he takes up a project. They introduced Target Olympic Podium scheme and very sincerely supported every athlete through that scheme. And when honorable prime minister himself is involved, and we've had very active sports ministers as well. You talk about Rajyavardhan Rathore ji, himself a silver medalist from sports, from Olympics. Kiran Rijiju sir became such a favorite sports minister. He was forever so active, so in touch with every athlete. He knew about every athlete. So he was a very hands-on sports minister. And of course, just a few days before the Olympics and Paralympics, we had Anurag Thakur ji come in. Anurag Thakur himself is a celebrated sports person. So when you have such leaders, and I also feel blessed that I was chosen. Being an athlete, I was made the president of a Paralympic committee. So it itself shows that the focus has now converted totally athlete centric. Athletes are given key roles in the federation so that their voice can be heard, and their voice is nothing but athletes' voice. So we know what athletes want, we know what athletes need, and we know what athletes feel. So when these 3 things are taken care of, automatically they have to there has to be a very healthy atmosphere of sports, and slowly the nation will convert into a sporting nation.
This is such a wonderful, hearing these words from you. These are so motivating, and there are a lot of many women, especially in India, who really, they're doing great, but they don't have much access. But your words, I'm sure these words will reach to them, and they will feel so motivated and contact, and definitely they will do great in their field. So what would you like to say any more things to the government for the improvement of, Paralympic, the Olympians, in future? Any more
Yes,
schemes?
I think a very good journey has already begun, and what we need are now dedicated spaces for para athletes to train, where they can get end to end accessibility, they can get the correct supporting staff, equipment, and places that are created for them to have barrier free accessibility, and a healthy atmosphere for them to train. And there are little gestures of accessibility. When you have a wheelchair accessible bathroom, when you have a bed which is suitable to the height of wheelchair transfer, when you have the correct kind of mattress, you have a nursing staff to support them with their catheterization or their help, the right physiotherapist. When you have a trained staff around, then you get that holistic approach to training. And right now, the tops athletes are getting that, but this needs to be a little more widespread, and we need to start having and I would say that there is a very big responsibility of the federation also, because government is now ready to support you, but even we as federation have to start shortlisting our talent, finding and identifying our talent way ahead of time. For example, now we are on the threshold of Commonwealth Games and Asian Para Games next year in 22. We should be finishing our selection trials ASAP as we get back, and should get our new talent to go and participate in international competitions for exposure and medical classification. So we also have a lot of duty on our shoulders, where we have to raise a lot of funding, because sometimes athletes have to go under their own expenses. We only become a window to felicitate their participation. We do the paperwork for them, we create the window for them to go, we create awareness about a certain competition, but sometimes we are at loss of funding to send them. I feel any athlete going abroad to represent India should be fully funded, but
Totally.
we have a long way to go for there. We need more corporate support to come forward. We need more people to come and join hands and become stakeholders in the Paralympic movement in the country. Just a federation and a government is doing their bit, but we need to, every school, every club, every association related to sports has to become sensitized to work in tandem with each other, and also create school level sports for people in disability. Khelo India should absorb para sports in it. So there are a lot of things that can be done, which have to be done and need to be done.
And I'm sure that under your leadership, you will do all these things. You will make things happen, definitely. And after this success, I'm sure the corporate will come forward and support.
I really hope so, that it doesn't remain a short term memory process, and you win something and people get very excited, patriotic, emotional, inspirational, and then everybody's memories fails them, and they only wake up when they again see the results in Commonwealth Games or in the Asian Para Games. We need people to support the journey and not just celebrate the results.
Exactly. This is so important line you said, that we need people to celebrate the journey. And I'm sure after this, the people will come forward and celebrate the journey of all these, they really want to go to Paralympics or any Commonwealth Games, So how was the host country? How was your experience?
Fantastic. I mean, there's so much that we can take home, so much mannerisms, so much politeness, humility. Hospitality was par excellence. Um, Punctuality is something I can really, really, I was so impressed. And what I really liked is that everybody greets everybody, irrespective of their position, their profession, their job duty. It's just a respect from one human to another. And that, I think, is the culture of Japanese. And that is something we should take home, because there is no sahab culture here. And there's so much of dignity of labor. So I think all these qualities, being polite to each other, being friendly to each other, being humble to each other, respect each other. I think if we imbibe these qualities, any nation is going to be united in the same emotion and with warmth for each other. So they're so polite, and they're so even if they're hooting in a sporting event, they're very polite. And they know when to stop cheering, and they know, to let the player focus on the. We were all over, and so many of us were all over. We were just hooting left, right, and center. But there is so much to take home from here. And I also loved their minimalistic attitude. I love that, um, being very conscious of being eco-friendly, um, the use of their scarves into making those little portlies, and they could just make accessories out of a piece of cloth. It turns into a bag, it turns into a bottle holder, it turns into a belt, it turns into a scarf, and no use of plastic. So all these things, waste management, everybody is disciplined about the waste management. it, they take a minute to segregate their waste.
True, true.
So recycling, reusing. I mean, you look at the village where they have created everything which can be reused. So this is also this is also something which is really, really something which all of us can take home.
Exactly,
We can
exactly.
make
So
a
even
better planet. We can make a better planet.
true, true. Yeah, 18 years in Japan, still they amaze me every day, actually. So what are you taking home as a souvenir?
19 medals.
What a great answer. What a great answer. Yeah. So thank you so much, Deepaji. Thank you so much for spending time. I know you're so tired, but for giving time and sharing the joy with us. Thank you so much.
Once
Thank
again, I
you.
think my gratitude to everybody in Japan, and thank you for hosting these games. The whole world was skeptical. People were scared of pandemic, and but thank you for standing by the athletes, because a lot of lives have changed for good, for better. A lot of countries like ours have now become more inclusive in their mindsets, because the medals won here have sent out a message of ability beyond disability back home in the country. If a country learns to celebrate their heroes in disability, that country is definitely changing. The mindset is changing. That is the new India at 75. Our prime minister is envisioning and hoping. So thank you for giving this opportunity of Tokyo Paralympics and Olympics, um, that we could again raise our bar and contribute in making a nation inclusive, and also having a better sporting culture here on.
Definitely, it's definitely going to happen. It's a beautiful lines you have said. And after COVID-19, keep coming. Do come to Tokyo, do come to
Yes,
Japan.
I have not been able to really go around and see. I could just go to one of the shrines, Asakusa, and I just wanted to thank the land of Japan. So I wanted to bow down and make some prayer for well-being of everyone out here. because everybody has risked themselves by inviting thousands of people from all over the world.
True.
There have been, opinions around it, but so beautifully you have conducted it. So I just want to send my good wishes to each and everyone out here in Tokyo, in Japan. May you all be blessed. May you all be healthy, safe, and you have taught the world that humanity can win over any pandemic. This was a celebration of humanity, victory over the fear of pandemic, and you have helped doing it. We can do it, and that's what you made us realize and made the world realize.
And we will definitely overcome this problem, this pandemic, and we'll get back to our beautiful earth, our mother earth, and we will freely will travel around the world. And that time, definitely do come to Tokyo, do come to Japan, and I will take you around.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sayonara. Sayonara.
So Asa Parekh, let's sing the Asa Parekh song.
Yes.
Sayonara.
Sayonara.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.